Welcome to the Jets Afterburners podcast. New York Jets fan 16 here. Liam to my left. And again, here we welcome to the show one of the pioneers of Let's Talk Jets Radio and the OG of Jet content creators, also an amazing advocate to mental health awareness, in which he is driven by an unrivaled passion to raise funds for this cause yearly, and he absolutely crushes it. The man himself, Tyson Rauch. What's going on, baby?
You make me feel all old, man. He's like the old OG, the pioneer.
Yeah.
I'm not like 85 years old, man. God damn.
You're ahead of our time, man. You're the man, dude. Come on, dude. We used to like go ahead and like seeing Becton winning the Super Bowl brings me back to when I had to call into your show.
Yep.
And we would go at it. Yeah, you know, Becton is a right tackle. No, you can't draft a right tackle that high. No, we kept going back and forth.
Yep.
And I'm looking at this, and I'm like, the success is to leave the Jets.
That's probably right.
Isn't that crazy?
What's up, Armand?
Hell yeah, he's immortal. Now, I just want to preface this. We're going to split this up today. With the first half, of course, we're going to be talking about the Jets. The second half, we're going to talk about a certain series that we have starting this Sunday. It's called the Off-Season Nutrition of an NFL Fan. We kick off the series tonight with Tyson on his incredible journey year in, year out, on his constant conditioning state for these incredible runs for mental health awareness. With that, we got to talk about the elephant in the room, and got to talk about Aaron Rodgers, because this is I got to hear you guys, because this is it's getting to me. It got to me to a certain point, and this is what the Jets threw out there, and I started laughing. For everything you've given us the past 2 years, thank you. Thank you for what? Dude, not for nothing. Ryan Fitzpatrick did more for the Jets. Josh McCown, more for the Jets. Ray Lucas, more for the Jets. I loved Aaron Rodgers. I love the whole thing that we brought him in here. It was great. I loved it. But he failed. It was a failure. The whole thing. He's gone. It's done. Let's move forward. Tyson, what do you think?
I mean, I think they're just trying to be classy, man. I think they're trying to make it look like there's nobody's mad, nobody's leaving in anger. It's kind of like just a PR stunt. You know, like one big happy family. That's what they're trying to portray. I mean, it didn't really bother me all that much. I mean, it is what it is at this point. Like because like they know that at some point he's going to go on McAfee and share his side of the story. So I think they're trying to squash the noise before it gets even louder. So they're trying to do the right thing, but I mean, who knows?
It is what it is. You know, I really think it's just like that, like euphoria feeling of, you know, like, and it's true. Like these last 2 years, we were really pumped, really excited. Yep. It's probably like the most fun I've had as a Jet fan since the Rex days, you know, until the football actually started.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're thanking him for giving the Jets the opportunity to come here, but right. They also were the only team that really wanted him. So it was like they got Hackett, they got all the players he wanted, they gave him the money. Like, so I could see what they're just trying to do the right thing. But yeah, I mean, there was nothing better than opening night, seeing him run out the flag, and then the rest of the season was miserable. Last year was miserable, so it's like, all right, cool, great experience, 5 wins, let's move on. Like, I'm just over it at this point.
So the fan base is divided, as you've seen. There's fans that wanted Aaron to come back. I think Liam, you're one of them, right? You wanted him to come back.
I did. I'm warming up to, you know,
you
got to move on. You got to move on.
I look at it from the Aaron Glenn point of view. It's a new regime. If you wanted him, fine. If you didn't want him, let's keep going forward. It's not like we haven't seen this before, right? Like, let's look. It hasn't been that long.
My whole pushback to, you know, he only won 5 games and all that. It's like, it wasn't all on him. I mean, you could blame a lot of it on Greg Zuerlein. How many times has the defense really just let the other team march down the field? But that being said, Aaron Rodgers was not great by any means. He's 40. He's going to be 42, you know, so it's time to move on. Time to look towards the future. There's a new regime in here. Get your guy.
Yeah, I mean, they all failed. The team failed. He failed. The general manager failed. Everybody failed in the situation. But he was brought in to be the savior, the final piece to the puzzle to put us over the top and win the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, he got hurt, and last year was just a complete disaster. He played better towards the end, but you can make an argument in the earlier part of the season when he was hurt, he should have came out, and Tyrod Taylor should have played. Do what's best for the team. That's not best for your, I want to play 17 games this year. So like I was so excited when he got here, but it's like it's the time has come, man. This is a true rebuild. You're firing the entire front office. You're getting all new guys there. a whole new coaching staff. All the things about Aaron Rodgers are great if he's playing well. If he's not playing well, they're not so great. So to me, it's just, if you're Aaron Glenn, like, why do you want to inherit that? Why do you want to inherit that big personality, all that could be a divide in the locker room, all this other stuff? Why inherit it? Clean slate, find him, because then you got to cater your offense to him. What does he like? What does he not like? It's why? For what? For 1 year. It's not like he's 35 years old. Like, you know what? 3 more years of him, we'll figure it out. It's literally going to be his last year. Why bother?
And they're not even a quarterback away. If they were just a quarterback away, there'd be like a little bit more of the argument, kind of like the whole reason that he came here. But there's so many holes on this team right now.
But I mean, like the whole thing about, well, we got to bring about, he's our best chance to win. Best chance to win what? That's my question.
What?
Like, what's the drop off between Aaron Rodgers and Tyrod Taylor, or Aaron Rodgers and Kirk Cousins? It's not going to be a lot, man. What, a game or two? I'd rather just get rid of the cap hit, get rid of all this stuff now, move on with a whole new direction. So Aaron Glenn is the voice in the locker room. Aaron Glenn is a leader of the team. That's the way it has to be. And it's so funny because everybody says, we got to change the culture. You know how you do that? You change it by having a whole new voice in the organization, not kissing somebody's ass, not catering to somebody, not doing everything for one person. Now you're about the entire team. It's about team now. That's how you change your culture. And I don't hate Rodgers, but it's just, the time has come. You had a 2-year swing, didn't work out, and now we move on. It's very simple.
So we're drawing parallels here because my sentiment's the same. And to Liam's point, we're not a quarterback away. The Niners are a quarterback away. Those are the teams like that. With Aaron Rodgers, all right, he's leaving, and now there's this narrative of, we're throwing away the season. We're going to be 4-13. Well, that's it. So hold on a second. Let's backtrack. In 2008, when Favre left and Rex wanted to be here because of his dad was a defensive coordinator in Super Bowl III, he wanted to be here. We had no quarterback. Our quarterbacks were Kellen Clemens and Brett freaking Ratliff. That's it. No one knew what that season was going to turn out to be. Fast forward, we traded up with Cleveland, the great Mangini, and we got Mark Sanchez. Who's to say that this might not turn into that? Again, teams can flip. It doesn't have to be a throwaway season. Shoot, I mean, not for nothing. The Colts, Andrew Luck, his first year as a rookie, playoffs with the Colts. The Texans, D'Amico Ryans, 2022, 3-13, 2023, 10-7. The Commanders, let's not look too far, 4-13 in 2023, 2024, 12-5. You're telling me that this can't happen to the Jets? We all have to be negative. Oh, this is going to be another losing season. Then don't watch. F that. Well, but we're all Jet fans. This thing can change. Flip. Quick. Like, you're in or you're out.
Well, and the thing is, well, the point you made was all really good quarterbacks too. But the thing is, what we saw the last 2 years, or the whole time Robert Saleh was here, they're an undisciplined team. They're not very well coached. There's no accountability. If you bring in a hard-ass coach that cleans up all the nonsense, makes you fast, physical, and disciplined, you're winning 2 more games right off the bat. Right there alone, without even adding a top-level quarterback, just cleaning up and making you a sound football team, you're going to win more games. You're going to be a lot more competitive. So this whole tanking, like, what I don't like at all, that's why I just stay away from social media now. It's like Aaron Rodgers is not the only quarterback in the entire world that can win games with the New York Jets. That's just a lie. It's just not true. He's not the same player he was. So he's still good. He's not great. You can find guys that can win games with the Jets this year. They're not punting on this year. They want to win games. Yeah. And they can find guys that, you do it, play great defense, run the football, be disciplined, no dumb penalties, good special teams. That's the way you're going to start winning games until you find your quarterback. You can win with the game manager this year and still win 7-8 games. The Jets were so poorly coached that we're so used to, nope, that's it. No, it's not the case anymore. So it's the mindset, dude. Dan, the mindset is driving me crazy. Well, this season's over. Like, don't watch. Literally, don't watch. Don't complain about free agency. Don't watch the draft. It's over. See you next year.
Yeah, it's a good point. And not only that, too, it's like just like the discipline. That's going to be that's going to pay huge dividends for this team. It really is. And then, like, when I hear like undisciplined and like really just losing control of the locker room, I think back to that Thursday night game specifically when they lost to the Jaguars. And I think it was CJ Uzama came out dressed as the Grinch right before Christmas. And if you remember that season, like all they had to do was like win like 1 or 2 more games. That Thursday night primetime game against the Jaguars, you probably would have gotten to the playoffs. That's a business trip at home you come out dressed as the Grinch. That's not going to happen under Aaron Glenn. It's just not. And like you could tell by like the way he's talking already, the way that he's answering the one press conference he already did, the nonsense is out of the building. For the first time in a long time, it feels like there's real accountability. There's going to be accountability, and there's finally some real leadership, and it's not the quarterback,
Yep.
So
It's a long time coming. And that's the whole thing, though. It's like for so long, the players had too much power. They were too comfortable.
Mhm.
It's a very complacent organization that's so used to justifying losing. They were okay with it. And you're
Yep.
like, why is everybody okay with it? We have no standards here. And it's like now you have a different mindset. Like, Dan, you know Parcells as much as I know him.
Mhm.
And it's like, I'm not saying Aaron Glenn's Parcells, but that mindset and philosophy is just different. It is. It's more cutthroat. It's like my way or the highway. We're going this way. If you don't like it, you're out. Don't care about the media. Don't care about the fans. This is our program, and that's how we're going to do business. They may cut guys. We don't want to see them cut. So be it. I remember they traded away Hugh Douglas. I was pissed. Like,
Yep.
how do you trade away Hugh Douglas?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Fucking
Jonathan
crazy.
Vilma left. I hated that. This is terrible. Sometimes you got to do tough things, but you want to have adults in the room. You want to have football guys making football decisions. And the funny thing is, everybody said that. When they fired Sal and Douglas, we want football guys making football decisions. Okay, you hired them, right?
Mhm.
Maybe not your first choice, but they're legit guys. Woody Johnson stepped back and said, whatever you guys want to do, let's do it. So they decide they want to move on for Rodgers. They did it. That's the way it should be. Because if you're being honest, bringing back Rodgers sells tickets. They can't sell tickets right now. It's not a marketable product, right?
Nope.
If you bring him back, you can sell tickets. Woody Johnson's like, you know what? This is where we're going to go. Let's do it. How do you get mad about it? If you like Glenn, you want to trust this process, right? And this is their decision, then I'm going with it. Like, let's go. I want them to have the best chance they have to succeed. I don't want them to inherit a player, inherit a coach,
Mhm.
inherit problems. Like, this is your blueprint. This is your plan, because I don't want no excuses. You know what I mean, Dan? Like, you don't want to say, well, I wanted to do this, but I had to do this. But I had no. We're taking away all your excuses and all your problems. Do it your way, and it better friggin' work, or in 3 years you're gonna be fired. But I don't want no, that little problem that the could have and the should have. Eliminate all that stuff.
And that starts in off-season training, right?
Bingo.
Mandatory or non-mandatory, he expects you to show up. Having someone like Aaron Rodgers, not for nothing. The guy's been there, done that, and he's like, you know what? I don't want to go. Why? Because on paper it says I don't have to go.
I'm going
It's
to Egypt,
voluntary.
baby.
I can do whatever I want. But
Yep.
if you're trying to change that culture, that's where you start. And just to your point, again, I remember when Hugh Douglas was jettisoned, I was like, whoa, what's Parcells doing?
Yep.
Like that was one of my favorite players.
Mine too.
99. The last time I saw 99 was freaking Mark Gastineau.
Yep.
He let him go. Well, this kind of segues to a possible another Jet that might be on the block. Again, as soon as news broke out, we saw a little thumbs down emoji by Quinnen Williams. I love Quinnen. Love the guy. But soon thereafter, he deactivated his account. I don't want to
Mhm.
get too crazy over it, but it showcases maybe the guy had an epiphany. Shouldn't be doing stuff like this.
Yep.
This is not the old regime. This is not going to be acceptable. Who's to say that Glenn called him up, said, we got to have a talk? Because this is what he brings here. He brings something that Salah didn't. It's called discipline and accountability. What do you think, Tyson?
I completely agree, because Salah was the ultimate player's coach. Freedom of speech is cool. You can do what you want, say what you want. I don't care. It's just social media. Doesn't impact us. He was running a very loose ship, in my opinion. You got to clean that up. No more recruiting players on social media. No more all this. No more no, you're going to actually act like get this, Dan, a professional football team. How about that? We're actually going to have standards here. We're actually going to have roles and responsibilities. We're actually going to have friggin' rules. How about that? Nice. And we're not going to embarrass ourselves anymore by doing dumb things. So to me, it's like, I thought, I understand the players that are frustrated. Quinnen's got to be frustrated. He wants to win badly. He's tired of being on a losing team year in and year out. Completely understand it. But at the same time, you haven't even had your first team meeting yet. Like, give this guy a chance to talk to him, see what his plan is. You know what? You may find better options to win other than Aaron Rodgers. That's a novel idea. He's not the end-all, be-all. But give the coach a chance. So I have respect for Jets. Call him up like, yo, dude, what are you doing? Delete that stuff. Get it. Look, we're not playing this game anymore. We're not going to give the media all this content to make fun of us and embarrass ourselves. Like, those days are over, and they have to be. So, I have no problem with any of this, because I'm a hardcore guy, dude. I'm like an old school football fan where I like this. Make it a business, make it discipline, and then that's going to give you results. When you have the result, everybody's going to lighten up.
No, it gave me like that AG press conference. Gave me vibes of the Parcells press conference, Herman Edwards, that press conference. Guys that you see and you're like, that they're not rah guys.
Yep.
They're going to go be meticulous with their game plan, and the players are going to run through a wall and make sure that they're accountable. I feel like this Jets team, when it's all said and done, it's going to be fun again. Yes. It's not fun being a Jet fan. Every time I'm watching this freaking horrible franchise. This past year, we had the game, so many games, you name them, the Colts game, the Vikes game. And we lose. Yeah. I'm like, shoot, this thing doesn't change. It's a rerun. It's like watching reruns of Seinfeld over and over. When is it going to change? And I think the time has come right now. And maybe I'm hyping myself up. So the F what? Because this is something a little bit different than what we're used to.
Yeah, and that's the way it has to be. Good.
With this organization, specifically with this regime, nothing's gone wrong. What is there to be negative about sitting here on February 13th? There's nothing to be negative about. You didn't like the hire. So what? He's going to be here for the next 3 years anyway. Minimum. Unless things terribly go sideways, which I don't see happening.
Well, no, and that's the whole thing. It's like, it's so funny how fickle fans have become, because first it was like, we want the experienced head coaches, right? A lot of those guys didn't want to be even interviewed here. They weren't interested. So you had to pivot. Well, let's bring in Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan really wants this job. Rex Ryan's passionate. Guess who else wanted this job? Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn's passionate. He wanted this job. And you look at, if you're not going to get a experienced head coach, look at Aaron Glenn's resume. He climbed the ladder the right way. He has a resource of guys behind him. Well, not Pete Carroll's a coach, but what? Pete Carroll, Belichick, Parcells, Sean Payton, Dan Campbell. He's learned from everybody. So if you're looking just based on that, how are you not encouraged? Right? Like, what else could you want? You want a no-nonsense guy. You're already saying that. You want discipline. You're already saying that. Now, if you look at his staff, you may have some question marks, but that's the nature of the beast. Because if you're an offensive coach, what is it first? If you're going to change your job, you're going to be like, okay, I'll come to your team. Who's the quarterback? Well, maybe Tyrod. It may be, well, you know what? Maybe I'll stay where I'm at then. So I'm going to put my career online. I want to know that I have a good quarterback to work with. So the Jets aren't a desirable job. With Rodgers here or not, nobody wanted it. You know what I mean? So you got to kind of pick and choose what you can get here. So, I'm encouraged, man. I'm excited. I'm not expecting like 15-2 next year, but I think we're going to see a lot of improvement, a lot of things that are be encouraging as the Jets move forward.
And the other thing with that's like really encouraging is Aaron Glenn has seen both sides of the spectrum as a player and as a coach. 100%. He was a part of the worst historically team in franchise history, and then he saw it all turn around as a player. Bill Parcells, AFC Championship, 98. And then he saw it with the Lions too. Possibly like up until that point, one of the worst, if not the worst, ran franchise in sports.
Yep.
And then he saw that change as a coach. So it's like, if anybody can turn this thing around, as long as Woody actually stays out of it and doesn't meddle, and it seems like he's doing the right thing. He's saying the right thing so far. I think the less he speaks, the better. Listen, I got to look in the mirror and be a better owner. Okay, perfect. Now you're staying out of this Aaron Rodgers decision. Perfect. So if he saw it as a player, he's seeing it as a coach. I really can't even think of a better candidate. Yes, you want that proven, established. I've won a Super Bowl head coach before. That's just not possible. That's just not coming in this day and age for the New York Jets. So this is the best we have. And I really don't think it's like a D hire, a B plus hire. It's really like it's a slam dunk hire. I really think it is.
Dude, I remember I think Tyson, you remember too, man. 94 when he got drafted. You remember that draft?
Yep.
Dude, I was waiting for the Jets to draft this wide receiver from Colorado State. I think Charles Johnson. I'm like, oh man, this guy's gonna be a beast. The Jets. Oh, they traded up. With the Saints. All right, here we go. Aaron Glenn. I'm like, son of a gun. He's got to be like 6'4" this corner.
Yep.
He's got to be a big type of guy with playing alongside. He's gonna remind me of James Hasty, because Hasty left at that point.
Yep.
Hasty ripped the Jets. I remember at his last game against the Oilers, he came out there and he said, "This team sucks."
And then Brian Washington
left. They all left. But again, we'll reminisce to the 96 season. 95 was bad. 96 was worse. And it was so horrible because, we spent so much money on Neil O'Donnell, right? The $25 million guy, right? And we're adding all these pieces. We got Ron Earhart, all this.
Yep.
Then Parcells comes in, the same freaking players, same ones.
Yep.
And brought us 9-7, a game shy of the playoffs. Who's to say that this guy can't do the same thing?
Yep. And that's the thing, dude. And that's like, but it was like all Parcells did. He did a lot of things, but he brought in a different mindset. The guys were in shape. They were physical. All the attitudes were gone, and he started cleaning out the locker room. That was the most important thing. Were guys that didn't want to be here, guys that were just collecting checks. Like, you got to weed out some players, man. And like I said, there's probably a move or two we're not going to like. But why is this guy getting cut? Where's he going? It's about the program now. There's a bigger picture now than just, the talent. Now, I saw the one comment there. It's like it's about being a team now. Talent's great, but you want guys that are bought in. You figure Aaron Glenn's going to probably bring in a couple guys that are his guys, his leaders. Like Rex brought in Bart Scott and Jim Leonard. Everybody usually brings in their lieutenants. Glenn's going to probably do that too, to harden those guys. But listen, man, it's our way to highway now. Things are changing around here. So I'm interested, man. I'm excited. Like, it's doom and gloom every year is getting boring, man. Like, this is going to fail. That's going to fail. They have, like you talked before, Liam, they haven't even coached the game yet. Like, we haven't even gotten the free agency yet. People are like, oh, this season's over. We suck. We haven't done anything yet. And we have talent. Like, when Sal and Douglas were here, they had to get some talent. This team's actually inheriting talent. You got your Jermaine Johnsons, Will McDonald, Sauce, Brees, all the names we all know. There's plenty of guys here. You clean some things up, and you're going to be fine.
Remember, Salah said that he's inheriting an expansion team too. Comments like this, like, I'm not trying to come at Eagle Fang sideways or anything, but like the comments like this kind of like, like none of his defenses were elite. Salah has a better resume. So what? Just because you don't have a top 10 defense, whatever the case is, doesn't mean you can't be a good head coach.
I mean, it's not about being a coordinator. It's about being a head coach.
Right.
Aaron Glenn's not calling the plays. It's about him overseeing this entire organization, saying, this is my vision. This is what we have to do, and manage each thing. And my hope is that he is, he has a headset on during the games, and he has the ability to chime in. They're calling a play on offense. Hey, man, I don't like that play. Change it. Defense, nope, you better blitz here. Change it. Like, be an active CEO. Salah was the CEO, just sitting there literally watching everything. Hey, that's pretty cool. Like, look at this. Hey, let's go run the stairs. Like, just like he was like a glorified cheerleader. Yeah, you could be a CEO type head coach, but be involved with your team. Like, when the crap hits the fan, go on the bench, talk to them. Go talk to your offensive line. And that's the one thing you see these other types of coaches. You saw Belichick would leave the sideline. He'd be on the bench. He'd be sitting on the bench to Brady. Let's figure this out. Guys will walk. Be involved in the game. Be involved with your players. Talk to your players. We're not playing well. Like, that's really important, man. Be hands-on.
100%. And that's where I want to kind of gear towards now with the possibility of who's going to be at quarterback at this point. And everyone's on the table right now. They're all trade pieces. I don't think Garrett is, but who knows, right? I really hope not, because I think we all can agree Garrett is a stud, at wide receiver. Now, we're looking at Cam Ward. To me, he's the best quarterback in this draft. At number one, what if the Jets call up Tennessee and say, look, we're giving you our 7th, give you our 2nd rounder and Quinnen. If this team, if this franchise believes in Cam Ward or whoever the case is, this is a new regime. Would you be okay with it, Tyson?
If they peg their guy to be like in the draft, like that's the slam dunk guy, and it's got to be a slam dunk, dude. Like next year's draft class, a lot better than this draft class. But if they say, hey, listen, this is our plan. This is the guy this is it. We can win with him. And it's not a 5-year project here. Like, this kid's got to come into play. You saw CJ Stroud did it. Jaden Daniels did. Like, these guys are playing pretty quickly and are giving you results. I mean, my personal preference is this year, I wouldn't do that. First 2 picks in the draft, I pick starters, wide receiver, defensive tackle, things like that. Once you get in the 3rd or 4th round, if you want to take a flyer on a guy, cool. I'm more on that kind of mold, because the one thing I worry about is next year's class is so good. I don't want to pick a guy this year and then next year be like, no, we can't take this guy because we already have this guy. No. Because I don't think that's kind of where I sit with these guys this year. You know what I mean? So add pieces to the pie, but if they want to trade for Shador or something, go for it. But I'm not so sold that this is the class that do that in.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is actually more of like a trade down draft There's so many holes like on the team too. We're gonna need some tight ends. Like we pretty much need a whole defense. The whole, some defensive line players. We're gonna need some linebackers, corners, safeties.
Get 2 starters in the first 2 rounds. Get defensive tackle and a wide receiver or something, and then okay, now take some more chances. But like the defensive line is a mess thanks to Joe Douglas and his genius wisdom that he brought to the table. He made his strength a weakness.
Yep.
No, it's out of this world.
Wasn't even activated for the Super Bowl.
John Franklin Myers gone. Like it's just the things they did. Kinlaw was a waste. Reddick was a waste. It's just
Lecky Foltu and
couldn't stay healthy.
It was so horrible. Again, Joe Douglas, yes, he gets glorified for that draft class. I get it. Kudos to him. But after that, it was a disaster.
Terrible.
That's it. Hopefully, Muji, whatever.
Muji.
Yeah. Hopefully, he can become the real deal. Again, we have no idea about him. I have nothing on the guy. But hopefully he's that type of GM that works alongside Aaron Glenn and plays his cards right for Glenn's fruition of his ultimate plan, which is, again, a Super Bowl championship, right? Now, as far as bridge quarterback, Hendon Hooker is there. Tyrod Taylor, he's on the team right now, or maybe quarterbacks to be traded. Do you see maybe a Stafford or a Kirk Cousins? Would that be like something where you're like, all right, you know what? At least it's something to get us, not by, but to change this culture just a little bit.
I mean, Stafford, I don't think so. Stafford, that's like a win now move. We just went through the whole win now move. He's younger. I'm out on Stafford. Hendon Hooker's really interesting. And that's Ian, Jet Central got me involved in him. I started researching him where he's like a low risk, high reward kind of move. He's got familiarity with 3 of the Jets coaches, Hyde and Engstrand, Glenn. So they like it. Was like, all right, maybe we got something here. So you go young there. You have him, Jordan Travis, which you really is a unknown. And Tyrod Taylor's good. Like, can we just say the funny thing is, Tyrod Taylor always gets hurt. You know who also got hurt the last 4 years? Aaron Rodgers, right? Like, if you run the football and play good defense and make him some a game manager that can stretch the field, not the worst option in the world. Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr. I think the one thing with Cousins that I'm not his biggest fan, but he'd be cheap as hell, man. You get Kirk Cousins at $2 million or something like that. Can you imagine? Like, okay, Kirk Cousins, Tyrod Taylor, and a young kid. And the young kids learning from 2 very good veterans, not the worst case scenario in the world. Derek Carr could be out there too. I think Derek Carr may stay now because I think Kellen Moore talked about him today.
Yep.
Why not? I mean, the funny thing about Tyrod, everybody's dumping on him. Like, well, the thing about Rodgers was we need continuity. Guess who practiced with the team last year too? Tyrod Taylor. And there's reports he was getting captain votes last year as the backup quarterback. What does that say about him? Right. Nobody wants to talk about that though, right? So a respected veteran he was getting captain votes to the backup that can play football. He can win you games. Okay. How's that a problem?
It seems like he leads the way to like the potential franchise quarterback, right? Like when he was at Cleveland, he got injured. Baker Mayfield comes in. Yep. Same thing with the Chargers. Herbert goes in. Who's to say he could do the same thing with the Jets? Maybe the Jets get a Will Howard. That to me is my top guy for this draft. I love Will Howard. The guy is my prototypical quarterback, 6'5", strong, been there in big games. That's my dude in the 3rd round. I don't even think he lasts that long. Maybe the Jets might have to take him in the 2nd round.
Yeah, the one thing is it's interesting with quarterbacks is we tend to overrate them a lot. Where we think, oh, this guy's can go like 2nd round, 3rd round, and you watch the draft, they're available in the 5th round, right? Like how many times we've done it? They're like, what was it? Spencer Rattler, Jordan Travis. A lot of these guys we thought were gonna go way earlier than that, and they didn't. And we're sitting there as we're watching the draft. Take him now, take him now. Drops another round. I'm like, wow, like it shows what we don't know, But I think these guys are gonna be around, man. But I take, if you want to take him in the 4th round, cool. I'm fine with it. Don't care. The kid from Syracuse, cool. I don't care. Like as long as they're in a later part in the draft, that you get your first 2 rounds are getting you starters.
That's right.
Would you be opposed to Jameis Winston? I mean, like he might give you like 5 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, but
he'd be fun.
It'd be fun.
You know what? Jameis would be hysterical, dude. He'd be must-see TV. But I don't think the way he plays football would match Aaron Glenn's vision, where he's probably like a ball control guy, not a lot of turnovers, play smart, play within the system. I don't think Jameis fits that. But dude, that'd be funny as hell. It'd be interesting, but I don't think that's their vision, though.
Jake Asman actually asked him if he wanted to be, if he'd come to the Jets, and he said yes. I mean, not that he would say no; that would just be dumb. But he did ask him.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be a Glenn guy. Again, he changed the play when he was a Saints quarterback, right? With Dennis Allen. I don't think a lot of coaches want that on their team, you know,
Mm-mm.
unless you have a very strong-minded head coach, which I think we do with Aaron Glenn, but I don't know. Now,
It's
Tyson,
about building something with Aaron Glenn. You know, it's like you're not going to be. I'm not going to tell you what to do, and you just go like, oh, no, actually, no, we're not going to do. You know, it's the whole reason that's like one of the main reasons he got rid of Rodgers. Like, you don't want a guy that's it's not happening. You're
now
trying to build
Tyson,
something here.
are you good with bringing on some guests?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Now, the man himself, Armand, what are you playing Roblox? What are you doing there? Love it. Afram is in the house. Afram, what's going on, bud?
I feel I got celebrity here in Tyson. I'm very honored to be even on this panel right now.
Well, Afram, I got news for you. You won a raffle, sir. You
Out of
won
a
the
raffle.
Feel Sorry for Your Show champion.
There
You
go.
have won the man. You are the man, bro. You're getting a shirt in the mail, all right?
There you go.
Love you, bro.
Hmm.
So welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Hi, Afram.
Hello, Armand.
Hi, Tyson.
What's up, man? Good, long time no talk.
Hello, Mr. Rauch.
Whatever, man. I talk to you every week, man. It's not like you don't
I
know
know
each
this
other.
is true, but
Because you know what, Dan, you know what the funny thing is?
What's that?
At this point, Afram should be a content creator.
Yes.
He's making content for everybody else. He's always calling and doing things. Just create your own channel, man. You just
I'm like the special host that comes in last minute, you know, when someone goes on vacation type of thing.
No,
Right.
Afram
You're
is
the
great,
backup.
man. He has so much information and Armand, man, like with
Armand's
the
the man.
stats right away. Whenever we need stats, he's right there.
He's got the in on everything.
Here, like right now, this is the segment Afram and the asshole.
I think we got something here.
Hell yeah.
just need to add that.
So let us know, Afram, what do you think about the whole Aaron Rodgers deal?
No, he had to go. He had to go, and by doing that, you solidified who you are as a coach. Because if you start giving special treatment again to Rodgers, you've lost the locker room, basically.
And he lost Garrett, our number one.
Exactly.
Our number one.
Tyson,
player.
I think I heard this Monday night.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Hey, you hear it again, so you can remember it.
I want
You have to take control of the team.
Yeah.
True.
Okay,
Yep.
That's how Parcells did it, and this guy's learned. Peyton did it too, right? Got rid of he took what was it, 65 mil
Yep.
for Wilson.
Wilson. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big chunk of change. They took it.
And Muji was there for that.
Yeah.
Russell
we
was
got
53. 53 dead.
Well, I got it, but now they do a post June 1st on Rodgers, which
I
is
don't
good.
get that. I don't get that.
Because
Why?
you get 20 million here, 20 million there. It's not. It's
Well,
they need the
reports
money.
were 14 million this year, 35 million next year, and after this, next year we're going to need the cap space if we're going to give extensions to Jermaine, Garrett, and Sauce.
Yeah, but the salary cap goes up. How much is it going to be then?
A lot. Right, it'd be
But
100 and I looked at if they split it up like for the 2 years, I think it's about close to 180 million.
And the other thing too is that I understand why they're doing it because they want to bring in their guys, give them more cap space this year to start weeding out the guys they don't want, bringing guys they do want, so they can start winning this year. And then as the cap number goes up next year, it offsets some of that money, and you roll with it. And you can.
And if you can use the money after June 1st, and guys that are from Detroit are not signing, then you know he's got them waiting.
Yep.
All right. He's going to build a team the way he's going to bring the guys that will winning culture, just like Parcells did. He brought in all of those ex-Giants with them, and the culture changed immediately because they were all winning, all Super Bowl winners, and they knew what it took to win. And that's what this team needs. It needs some sort of identity in order to win.
And he also needs quality free agents too. Like you're not going to chase big names, but you need those mid-tier free agents to actually produce consistently. And or what, the $5 million guys, $6 million guys. You need all your value there because Joe Douglas always failed with that. That's how you build up your rosters, not from the big splash signings. All like the mid-level guys you get.
Yeah. And like he said, each guy needs to know what they're supposed to be doing.
Yep.
And when you have a cohesive unit, you can win. And Saleh couldn't do that. You know, you could see he paid favorites on a lot of people. The fact that he brought, a lot of people, we were happy when they got the T-shirts for Mike White, but it actually was a bad idea because you really could separate a locker room by doing that. You can alienate one person. I mean, your quarterback, we didn't care because it was Wilson, but you could do that to any guy on the team, and shatter them by doing that. You got to be one team. It's all about being a team.
Well,
not one person.
That's why I thought that Mike LaFleur wasn't that bad of an offensive coordinator, because as soon as you took Zach Wilson out, Mike White is excelling. Josh Johnson, who is probably going to play as a Jet quarterback again this year for like the 9th time. It was the coaching. It was the head coach who didn't know how to cut ties. I get it. He's your 2nd overall quarterback. But if you're getting your effing results in wins and the team is rallying around this guy named Mike White, all right, you know what? Year three, go out there. Was it year 2 or 3 where Mike White was still on the team of Zach Wilson?
2.
Well, when he had success, they got rid of him the next year.
Yeah,
right, exactly. And on top of that, even when we signed Rodgers, we should have signed Mike White and would have let go of Zach Wilson. But unfortunately, that doesn't happen. The execution is so off, man. It's so bad. And I'm just hoping that Aaron Glenn brings some sort of stability there, and I think he will.
The main thing too is just getting like the quarterback position down pat. Like I don't want to be going through this quarterback carousel every 2 years for the next 10 years or whatever.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind it this year. This year they got to figure out a lot of things. You got to implement your offense, figured out,
right?
And don't chase names. Just like, oh, we got to just have a vision. Like you already have a bridge quarterback on your roster. Tyrod's already here, so you don't have to go out and chase somebody. If you don't get nobody, fine. Draft a kid. Have your competition here. Go for a low level guy. If you want Mariota, whoever is, don't even care about that. Just be competitive and then find your guy next year. They can still be competitive this year, win your 7-8 games, and then take a next step next year. It's not that big of a deal. To me, it's more about the program and just the installing your offense and just getting everybody on the same page.
Yeah, I don't think a rebuild necessarily means like you can't win any games.
Exactly.
There's talent here.
Yep. That's the one thing we did with Saleh and Douglas. We gave him a pass for how many years? Oh, right. We inherited it. Like we all said the same goddamn line. We inherited a franchise team, and we let them lose, and no repercussions. We're supposed to do this. And meanwhile, we saw red flags all along the way of things that shouldn't be happening. It's only their first year. It's only the second year. We kept making excuses for them. Those days are gone, man. Like, Dan, we've seen enough football now to know when you're a bad coach, you're a bad coach. You can see when a team's prepared and well coached and when they're not. It's not always about talent. Coaching goes a long way. Is your offensive line on the same page, or giving up free rushers every game, 7 times a game? Like, good coaching when you see it. I think Aaron Glenn, these guys, they're not going to get as much of a pass as Saleh got.
And Tyson, I think you're the one that said it too. Like a rebuild does not take 5-10 years. It takes 2 years at most. Like look at the Lions; they turned it around. The Texans have turned. Yeah, the Texans turned it around. Even the Broncos are turning it around. They got into the playoffs.
Coaching.
Yeah. Yep. It shows. You really need a head coach in this league. Obviously, yes, you need the quarterback, but you really need
a coaching staff besides the head coach.
Yes.
And they all have to be.
They also had their quarterbacks, like it or not, and they started them from day one.
But look at Tomlin every year. Tomlin's been winning quarterbacks. They change the guy every 3 weeks, and he's winning football games.
Yeah,
dude, look at was it Todd Bowles? And he finally hit it on an offensive coordinator in John Morton. That year was fun, man.
It was.
And he got fired. What are you doing? I mean, with Josh McCown and whatnot, it was. To me, I thought it was going to be a perfect compliment with Sam Darnold coming in. Yeah. And then they fire him and they hire this guy that was hiking out of football for like 9 years. I don't get it. What are the Jets doing here? And with that, we bring on Luca. Hey, Luca.
Hey, Luca.
What's up, all? Happy Thursday. I think when you guys just mentioned, after talking about, this just being one team and, the quarterback isn't bigger than the team. And I think that was the whole method behind, letting Aaron Rodgers go and cutting ties with him. I don't understand personally why Jet fans are getting sentimental about Aaron Rodgers, the name, when he's only won his 5 games. That's just me personally. We could dig into each couple of games, but I think his leadership was missing during the middle of the season when the team was really collapsing. The Patriots game, the Buffalo game, he lost with a game-losing interception. The Vikings game, he threw 3 interceptions. The Steelers game was bad as well. The Buffalo game at the end was bad as well. So I'm glad that the Jets are cutting ties with him. And you guys brought up all the rebuilding examples of teams like the Lions, the Texans, this, that, and the third, teams turning around 1 year or 2. Why can't it be us? Tyson brought up a great point. We gave Saleh and Douglas some leeway, but you know what? I don't think Glenn will have as much. I could agree with Tyson there. Why not win 7 games this year? Because it's interesting because some fans are caught in a kerfuffle. Okay, we can win, I don't want it to be a disaster, but I want to get my next quarterback, best shot. Let's win 3 games this year, get our quarterback next year. Or we could just win 7 games and, let's just say, let's start with this year. You know what? We'll trade back, get a couple of picks, trade up to 4, trade back to 14. And then, you know what? We'll get a couple of picks. We'll use those picks next year to trade up for the quarterback. So this year, I think you can go like Tyrod or Mariota or Winston or Travis. Try to win as many games as possible. Set a foundation. Next year, you're competitive.
Completely agree.
Hey,
What's up, Jose?
hey, guys.
What's up, Jose?
Hey, guys. Just
Hey,
want
Jose.
to say I'm confused with the other Aaron Rodgers love. He won 5 games, and only one of those was against a playoff team, and that was Houston on
Exactly.
Halloween.
That's right.
Give me a fucking break.
Jose, I heard he wants to play for the Seahawks.
Oh God!
As
Damn, don't you wish
the backup.
that I'm already stuck with Gino.
What do you mean stuck with Gino?
Yeah, stuck
You're
with-
winning with Gino. Give me a break with stuck with Gino.
You see, this is how spoiled every other team is.
Unbelievable.
We would kill to have Gino back.
Gino's developed. Sam's developed.
I'd crack my jaw to have Gino back.
A freaking Pro Bowl quarterback.
Give me a second round.
He ain't got a second round pick for Gino, Jose.
I would trade for
this
If
ain't
you
that.
want to get rid of Gino that bad, dude, I'd take him. No
and-
problem.
And I was a Gino hater. I would
Me
take
too.
him back.
I could stand him.
Oh, I couldn't.
$42 million cap.
So what?
What?
He's a Pro Bowl quarterback.
42 million.
Yeah, we have a 49 million quarterback that's not even on the team.
Yeah, that was
Well, technically, he still is, Liam. They just haven't officially released him. They just said the goodbye
He's
statement.
got to March
today.
12th or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's gonna change.
Jose, I have a question for you. I saw something online and I only saw the headline. Is this true? The Seahawks are shopping DK Metcalf?
Now
Oh,
we just brought in a new offensive coordinator who wants to work with Gino and DK. So the answer to that is no.
Oh,
There's a
Thank
bunch of rumors right now. Now, the latest one this morning was that the Steelers inquired to the Jacksonville Jaguars on Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence.
Dude,
Yeah.
Honestly, that's not happening.
No,
I saw
No way.
I saw that too, and then a few hours later, I follow Pittsburgh Reporter, and he works for Sports Illustrated for the Steelers, and he said that phone call never happened.
I'm
So-
with Barney on this.
Yeah.
I'm with us.
Please don't leave us, Barney.
I'll leave the show.
Adrian Martinez. Happy?
Oh, God, no.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
no
Do
way.
you want him, Jose? Is that what you want? You want Adrian Martinez?
Damn.
I'll send you Tim Boyle.
Yeah.
He's definitely
Yeah,
playing next year.
Every
Definitely.
Adrian Martinez comes with a free Tim Boyle.
Tim Boyle was actually the best.
We'll even throw in Hackett and a Keurig.
Oh,
Oh my God. Killing it tonight.
I think the Keurig's crossing the line. To be honest, you're probably giving up too much now.
Yeah, the Keurig's like that's it.
We'll give you a gift card to Starbucks.
Oh my God.
I'm not even in. I don't know. I'm in LA. What the hell?
Well,
There's Starbucks all over, Jose.
I don't know what's going on.
they make that stuff way too strong. Jose, listen, my man, you have a good night, all right?
You too. Love you guys.
Later,
Love
dude.
you, Jose.
Big.
Yeah, man, it just showcases like the passion across the NFL, right? Of fans, and Jose is one of them. And he has such a great team to root for, but there's still issues. And that's what it crawls under my skin. Like the Jets have sucked for so long, but all these teams, like the Bengals, I mean, if Joe Burrow isn't really playing up to standards, like I want to have that argument. I want to have a franchise quarterback and nitpick and be a dick about it. Like I want to be that.
Look at
I
the Steelers.
can't.
Oh, we
Who?
get into the playoffs every year. The Steelers. Oh,
Oh, another one.
Yeah.
Another one.
Oh, we've only never had a losing season. Oh,
Yeah, we
yeah.
got to let go of Tomlin because he's just not doing it.
Wait, let's not forget the Eagle fans wanted to fire Sirianni last
Yeah.
year.
That's
Yes. That's
Oh
right.
man.
Now, as far as McDermott now is concerned, he's getting close and he doesn't make it. I got to be honest. I think next year he's going to be on the hot seat. I got to be honest. If he doesn't make the Super Bowl, I think he's out of there. And there might be another viable option out there, as it always is, to get them to that next step. I thought they were going to do that this year with Ben Johnson out there. I thought they were going to do the complete, all right, you know what? We get there and we fumble it. That's how I looked at it.
Oof.
It's a hot take. I mean, I get it though. I mean, like I know those fans are starting to get pissed. I don't know.
I'll take it. But I mean, if you're gonna fire him, you gotta fire him for somebody that's better than him. So to
That's
me,
right,
you'd have to have like a Harbaugh or a Payton, or like in theory, a prominent guy that became available to take over the team. I wouldn't fire McDermott for a first-time coordinator.
I think they would promote Joe Brady to keep him.
That would be a downgrade.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. That'd
be an upgrade for us.
anything would be an upgrade for us.
You know who's really on the hot seat? Mike McDaniel.
Yep.
You know,
I don't know
he's
how
somebody
he
that's really on-
survived, man.
I don't know either. I
To
mean, I'm
his
not
injuries.
complaining about it. Yeah, I'm not complaining about it, but I don't know.
He gets them to a certain point, and then they just collapse.
Yeah, it's like once it starts like getting cold, you know,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah,
With
so
the
much
second.
so much for the narrative that Dolphins fans and Dolphins players thought Vic Fangio was like too hard on them. Well, now Fangio's won a Super Bowl and clearly disturbed Patrick Mahomes, and his game plan was phenomenal. So,
True.
Hey, I coached Reed.
Yep.
Reed had nothing to counter it.
Damn,
Very
run the
nice.
damn ball.
Nobody expected that Super Bowl. Nobody. I thought it was going to be competitive. I thought it was going to be down to the wire. And for Pat Mahomes to get blown out like that, and he played like shit. That's why all these comparisons of, oh, he's the next Tom Brady. Chill, man.
No,
Chill.
I'm not saying
Get to
that.
the point. Not for nothing. If they're going to compare him to that, when he's 42 or 41, I want him to jump on, let's say, the Jets, and year one, he wins a Super Bowl. At that point, maybe we could draw some parallels. But
That's what we don't need. We don't need a 42-year-old quarterback at that.
Let's say
stage.
we learned that lesson already.
Yeah.
We'll have Jordan Love at that age. Don't worry.
Yes, we'll continue the Green Bay cycle.
Yeah.
Or we get our guy, and we could be successful for the next 20 years too.
hopefully from your lips to God's ears, man, because
Thank you, Joe.
yes, exactly. Guys, listen, we're going to go into the second segment of the show. So I'm going to bid you guys adieu and thank you, man, so much. All right, fellas?
Thank you.
got
Thank
it.
you.
Good to see you
Have a
guys.
good night, fellas.
So again, another reason why we have Tyson on here is because we want to utilize his amazing vision of mental health awareness and how he has elevated this important aspect of life into the individuals that need the help. It is such an important topic for so many of us, and he's such an inspiration for so many people, directly and indirectly. We at the Jets Afterburners podcast are starting a health series starting this Sunday and every Sunday for the next 6 to 7 weeks to help people get a hold of their nutrition and physical status to be better and to elevate themselves. There will be controversial topics, but we need the audience to have that inquisitive thought to spark an interest within their health for a better lifestyle. This series is about NFL fans on how they can cope with not having football on anymore until August. I am no doctor or nutritionalist. I'd like to use this platform as an out-of-the-box health perspective in which the ultimate decision is yours, and you should always consult with your physician. I just felt personally that a lot of sport fans fall into a vortex of depression when their favorite team season is over. Many resort to horrible eating habits. I feel if they can harness that energy, that supreme passion for their team into their own well-being, they can begin to realize the beauty of what proper nutrition can do to their lives. Now, Tyson, the "It's okay not to be okay" t-shirt is one of my favorite articles of clothing. It symbolizes what a cascade effect you have made in placing mental health in the forefront of wellness and helping so many people. Now, I want to dig into your brain right here, man. What inspired you being so infused with the passion that you have on running and also kickboxing, all the things that you do to be in shape? There's got to be a switch during the season and off the season. What's that about?
I mean, just feeling good about yourself, man. Having a healthy mind, healthy body, escaping the world for a little while. Like when you go, like for me, running is a great escape, man. You just put your music on and you just escape the world and look at the ocean, the boardwalk, the parks, wherever you're going. It just kind of reset your mind a little bit, refocus your mind, regroup, and then just kickboxing and MMA has been awesome, dude. That's just like a great toxin release and you're learning things, self-discipline, and everything like that. But the most important part is just being healthy, man. Just staying healthy. And when you feel good about yourself, your perspective on things, you feel so much better. Like when you're feeling, if you're feeling kind of like bloated and fat and whatever and sloppy, whatever, like you just don't feel good about yourself. When you're working out, you get that pump, you're sweating a little bit, your pride kind of, you just feel better. You get better energy. So I think it's just really important, man.
Tyson, have you always been like this?
Not as much as I am now. I had to go through some things first to kind of hit rock bottom mentally, where I was just shot, dude. I didn't know what to do. I was just lost in the world. I'm like, all right, well, how do you get yourself out of this mess? So I'm like, all right, especially during COVID too, especially we're locked down, dude. There's literally can't go to gym, can't do this, can't do that. I'm like, I gotta do something. Cause I was living by myself. You're sitting by yourself all day long. You're gonna go freaking crazy. So I'm like, you know what? I gotta get out. I gotta do something. I took up running, and it became such a save for just a saving grace for me, man, where I can just feel good and get out and about and feel just ease your mind a little bit, ease just that pressure, that chaos in your head. So that helped me a ton, man.
Dude, what about the kickboxing part?
That was the same thing. It was I played soccer for a long time, like semi-pro soccer and things like that. I got hurt and I was like, man, you know what? I can't keep playing this. I want to be able to walk around. I want to do things. So I always liked boxing. There's a boxing gym that I pass by all the time. Like, let me go walk in and try that out and see what this is about, this boxing stuff. The boxing coach was phenomenal. So in the corner while we're boxing, I see this guy kicking pads. I'm like, what the hell is that? I never saw somebody kick pads before. I'm like, that looks pretty fun. It's a former soccer player, right? So then once I started kicking pads, I was sold. I'm like, I want to be a kickboxer. I want to fight. I want to do this. I want to because you get like so caught up in it because you never learn a lot. You can never learn enough. Like the sport is always changing. It evolves every day where you got to learn something new. You got to keep your technique. You got to stay in shape because if you're not in shape in kickboxing, you're gonna get your ass beat. You got to be in shape. Cardio is really important. So yeah, it's an awesome. I highly recommend it if you going to the gym is boring for you. If you don't like to lift weights, try martial arts, try boxing, try kickboxing, try jujitsu. You will get hooked instantly. I promise you.
Isn't it wild? Like when you do make that change for your life, right? Yep. You start eating healthier. You start being really cognizant of what your next step is, and you start becoming just more positive on what's going on. Like with me waking up in the morning, it's filled with encouragement, like about faith, courage, being fearless, and goal oriented. When I hit the gym down here, I put my headphones on and I don't listen to music. I listen to motivational speakers like Les Brown, Tim Robbins, all these guys that fill your mind getting ready for the day. Right? It's all filled with negativity. It's not only just Jet fans and whatnot. It's just across the board. And then literature. Dude, I know you're huge into David Goggins. Was he your first, that catalyst that pushed you to that point of saying, you know what? Anything's attainable?
100%. That was the book that changed my life. Was It Can't Hurt Me? Like it's his first book.
Yep,
That
Can't Hurt
book
Me.
was because like a lot of times I like to read, and like sometimes something just hits you where it's like the raw nature of it. And when you're going through difficult times, it's mindset. It's true. A lot of things in life is just a mindset. Either you want to believe in yourself or you're going to discount yourself. Are you going to sell yourself short or are you going to go above and beyond? It's really a mindset. And his book literally changed my life. It did. Because I was like, wow, I couldn't put it down. I read it in like 3 days. I was like, shh. I couldn't get up. I would read till I fell asleep, wake up next day, keep going. And you start applying it. The things he says isn't nonsense. It's actually true. Like when you're pushing your body to a certain limit and you want to quit, there's actually a lot more to go. So, it's just, you got to find positive aspects. You got to find positive energy. You got to surround yourself with good people, positive people. And for me, one of my biggest things was I'm not on social media a lot anymore, dude. I'm just like, you know what? This is way too negative, way too toxic, and it's a waste of time because you find yourself getting frustrated or aggravated and going to places like, why am I doing this? It's not productive. It's not healthy. So you find better things to do it yourself. And I found that the more I did things that were more productive and just, productive is the right word, positive, the better you are, the better off you are. You know what I mean? You make better decisions. You find things. But Goggins' book, dude, was a game changer. 1,000% a game changer for me.
No, the one I read Goggins. This one is good too. This one is Atomic Habits. I don't know if you
Another good one.
Wow, bro. Just it showcases just the little changes in life. It all accumulates to new patterns. And that's what's so hard about changing is shoot, I have to just revamp my mindset, but it doesn't have to be that way. It starts with small incremental points in order to change your life. And I remember reading an excerpt and it said, because you were talking about this circle of friends, it said, if you're the smartest person out of your friends, find new friends.
Bingo.
Right? It's so important because you want to elevate yourself.
You want to challenge yourself.
Yeah, you want to broaden your horizon. You want to get to learn, and you want to be able to share. I think self-reflecting is.
Well, it's funny you say that because we do that in our gym. Like the gym that I teach at is a very prominent gym. You have fighters of all ages, and some guys go to gyms and they want to be the best guy in the room. So they'll sit there and beat all these guys up, and that's what they do. And I'm like, okay, I'd rather be the guy that's always fighting somebody better than me. Because if you're fighting somebody that's lesser than you, are you really learning anything? You're not really learning anything. You're just like, yeah, I'm just really good. If you keep challenging yourself against better fighters and better guys, you may not do well that day, but you're getting better and you're going to get better. And sooner or later, you may get to that state, but you keep challenging yourself and you keep rising to the occasion and you improve. So it's that constant challenging yourself and you're willing to do that. Because once you get comfortable, like, I'm good, you're going to regress. You are. Once you become complacent and comfortable, you're not making progress. You're just not. Because you start getting lazy, you start getting bad habits, stuff like that. So you got to keep motivating yourself.
What are some things specifically that you do to motivate yourself?
Man, I set a lot of goals for myself. I like to challenge myself and do crazy things. So, I'm just constantly, I like to learn new things, try new things. I don't put limits on it. Like you always say, I can't do this. Well, let's try it. See what happens, So I'm pretty goal driven because it keeps you motivated. If you say, well, like the one thing that the guy told me is like, until you sign up for something, if you keep talking about something, you don't sign up for it, you're not doing it.
Right.
Sign up for it. I'm going to do this and put a date on it. I want to do a 5K on March 1st. Guess what? Pay the $45. You're going to do it then because you just paid for it.
Exactly.
Right? But if you keep talking about, like, I have a lot of friends. Oh yeah, I'm going to do this. Sign up for it. No, I'm going to. You're not going to do it. Don't like. So like the one night with a friend of mine, like he's like, I'm going to do the Rocky Run in Philly. Okay, let's sign up for it right now. We had like 6 months to train for it. I'm like, you want to do it right now? Credit card. Let's go. Sign up for it. Sure as hell he did it, and he completed it. He did it. He's like, I can't believe I did it because you know what? You committed to it. It's talk is cheap, man. Like you got to either talk about it or be about it. You can't do both. So you can't be like, you just got to put your name to it and stick to your plan and just go for it. And that's kind of what I do. So I sign up for all kinds of races and challenges and different things, and it keeps you moving.
It's amazing what accountability can do, right?
100%.
That's what I wanted to ask. Like, how do you get ready for these intense runs? Like the Goggins thing was 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours, totaling 48 miles. dude, last year you shattered that thing.
Mhm.
You did 5 miles every 4 hours,
Mhm.
48 hours, totaling 60 miles.
Mhm.
Dude, how? How do you
Insanity.
get ready? What is your mindset? What is your regimen to get to that date to say, all right, I'm in?
You gotta make a commitment to yourself, man. You gotta commit to your diet. You gotta commit to your training. You gotta believe in yourself. And the tough days are days you gotta fight through them, because you're gonna go through, like in anything you do, you're gonna come through days where it's just a struggle, man, and it sucks. And it's those days you can't walk away. Like I'm training for an event now, and it's like there's days, man, where I absolutely hate everything, but it's too easy to quit. So you say, listen, man, I committed to this. I have to do this. You have to find a way. That's the whole thing in Goggins' book. And the weird thing about your body, and I swear to God, this is not a lie. You get to your body where there's a point when you're running and you feel like death. Your legs are burning. You feel like it, and you want to stop. The weirdest thing is that if you keep pushing through it, that pain goes away, dude. And I'm not lying to you. So when I did the 60 miles, when I hit, it had to be in the 40s, dude. I was in bad shape. Like the midnight run, my girlfriend was scared. She's like, dude, you're shaking, you're shivering, you look like hell. Like it's not good. I was walking, I was sweating for no reason. I was dehydrated. I was a mess. And I'm like, let me just try and jog it out and see what happens. Let's just see what happens. And I'm like, obviously, I'm not going to put myself in the hospital, but I'm like, let's see if the body kicks in. The 1 o'clock in the morning run was terrible. The 5 o'clock in the morning run was the one. I'm like, all right, listen, if this didn't happen, it's over. We raised great money. It's cool. Dude, sure as hell, about 3/4 of a mile in, my body was fine. One of my fastest runs of the all 60 miles was the last one I did. The last 5 miles was one of my fastest runs. My body felt fine. It was ridiculous. I'm like, how did this happen? It's just your body, your brain saying, you know what? This dude's not quitting. He's going to keep doing this. So you know what? Things just start changing in your body. It's the craziest thing.
I just feel that within our society here, right? Like they put limits on our mindsets, on
Bingo.
our body. And when we take the initiative to kind of hone in and look through and go into a rabbit hole and start checking off things and doing your own due diligence, you find epiphanies like that, Tyson.
100%.
Like that is intense. And I've noticed it with my eating habits and whatnot.
Yep.
I do something right now that I've been on it for three months. It's called the carnivore diet. I thought it was crazy. I thought it was nuts. But again, everyone has their own journey. This is not a knock on people who are vegetarians. Everyone has their own journey. But for me, it was like, how disciplined are you in order to get in shape, be present for your family, do the best that you can for the people that are around you, and better yourself and better the ones that you're surrounding. Dude, I went on to this journey, and I'm first week, I was like feeling like really shitty.
Yep.
And then the second week, my body starts burning calories, and I was just full of inflammation, a lot.
Yep.
And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, yo, dude, I don't have that fog head. Like, when you're trying to search for a word, well, what is that spinny thing? Oh yeah, the laundromat, that thing.
Yep.
Gone. I'm carrying a normal conversation. And I think that's one of the things that are beautiful in this is that once you cross that barrier and the Red Sea is wide open, you go right through it. When you're on the other side, you're like, it was so worth it.
Yep. Well, the other thing too is don't let other people limit you. Like the one thing, like for the longest time is, bro, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. You can't do this. You can't do that. Listen, live your own life, man. Like I just like, dude, I spar now. I spar. I do kickboxing stuff. I don't care. Dude, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do it. Like, dude, you live your life. I'll live mine. I have my goals. You have yours. If you don't approve of my goals, I genuinely don't care. It's not your life. Like, and challenge yourself. Like, there's nothing wrong with. I think some people, they don't do things out of fear of the judgment of others. You can't do that. Like literally, because I hear all the time, like the Goggins stuff, bro, you're out of your mind. You're never gonna be able to do that. You can't just listen. I'm going to try it. And if I fail, I tried it. You're not even trying it. You're sitting on the goddamn couch judging me. And so your opinion doesn't really matter to me. And that's where you're talking about people that like surround yourself with the right people. When you surround yourself with people that are encouraging and support you, it makes life a lot easier. So instead of telling me about the things I can't do, help me find the ways that I can actually do it. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to keep discounting me, it's not going to help me. If you're going to say, hey, you know what? try these sneakers, or try this diet, eat this, try this protein, now we're in this together. We're all going to try to reach goals together. That is so friggin' important, dude.
Absolutely.
So I've been around toxic people. I've been in relationships with them, and you're so unproductive, and you feel like you truly believe what everybody says.
Yep.
So now I spin it around. Like, I don't give a shit what anybody says. I'm going to do what I want. Unless it's with my close intermediate family. We discuss it, but then that's how you make progress with yourself, is sticking to what you want to do, your beliefs, and not letting that outside noise like interrupt it.
Yeah, it's all about really who you surround yourself with.
100%. And believing in yourself, dude. Like, you can't like say, Liam, if you want to go write a book, go for it, dude. Try it out. Like, there's nothing to lose in trying something.
Right.
And everybody's going to fail. We all fail. It's like, try it again. You keep trying. Sooner or later, you're going to get it, right? You can't just say, well, I tried, I'm done. No, commit to it and get after it.
It's so amazing how life finds a way to filter the negative individuals, right?
Mhm.
Like I have cut out so many people.
Me too.
But with that being said, sometimes there are individuals that you're kind of stuck with, right? Whether it's your vocation or whatever the case is. And I came to a point where, you know what, instead of going head on, how can I better myself? And I know I can't change that person, but I can influence that individual by my actions.
Bingo.
I need to be more positive. I need to study this person. Not too much, because if you study someone way too much, you become that person.
Yep.
Yeah.
But to a point where, all right, you know what? If this ticks this person off, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to open up myself. How can I help?
Yep.
If they say, yo, I'm feeling sick, instead of saying, well, hope you get better. No, what can I do?
Yep.
If you want, stay home. I'll make some chicken soup. I'll bring it right over. Show that love. I mean, we're all in this together, intertwined. No matter if you're here, you're in Jersey, you're in Guatemala, whatever the case is, we're all here to help each other out.
100%.
And it's so easy to say, not my problem.
Bingo.
It's crazy. I can't. And another one is anger, like anger management. That was one of my issues as well before going on to this journey. And now I started to harness that in order to achieve the goals I set out. Like, I'm like, all right, you know what? If I'm angry at something, this and that, let me hone down, do my prayer, this and that, and write down what my goal is. I'm going to use this for this right here. Dude, it has been life-changing, bro.
Yep. Yeah, and it's just making yourself better. It's finding ways to improve as a person, improve your productivity, improve your lifestyle. It's really important, man. It's not easy to do. Like, it's not like we could talk about it, but it's very difficult to commit to it and stick to it. But the results are so rewarding, man. You're so much more productive. You feel better about yourself. You make an impact in so many other people's lives that you don't even realize it. Like, it pays forward so many times.
It's amazing, man. And like, by your actions, you motivated me, man. I got to be honest. That's that indirect part that I was talking about. Maybe you didn't even know about it. I think I sent you like a message a while back, and I'm like, yo, man, Tyson's doing this, dude. He's doing it. There's nothing that can get into his way. I got to do this. I got to wake up at 5 a.m, hop on that treadmill, and go in 40 minutes every morning. I got to do this. And it was a mindset, and I started doing it. Now I'm lifting weights again.
Yep.
And it's, dude, I'm so appreciative to you, man.
No, that's awesome, dude. It's just making commitment to yourself, dude. It's like I said, the reason why this is so important to me, because first of all, my life completely changed around, but I've seen so many other people fail or take their own lives or just go down the wrong paths. And it's just like, this can be avoided. And it's just, so like, we're lucky to have these platforms, dude. We're so lucky to have these platforms. So for me, a lot of times, instead of sitting there bitching about Aaron Rodgers all fucking day, don't really care about that. What he does doesn't make or break my life whatsoever. But if you can change somebody's life who's having that bad day, that's on the verge of doing something really unfortunate, to get them to the next day, that's awesome, dude. That is so freaking important, because like where I live down the Jersey Shore, there is a huge, like the teenage population, the suicide is a very, very huge problem right now. It's enormous. Nobody wants to talk about it, but it is. Cyberbullying, all this different stuff out there. And a lot of people don't know where to go. They don't know how to get help. They don't know who to talk to, So it's like, for me, it's near dear to my heart. Like, that's crazy, man. These kids are so young. Not there's a right age to do it all, but like, there's so much life ahead of them that they need to know that Shit's gonna happen, but you're gonna be all right. Just get through this night, get through the day, and there's a huge sunshine after that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's why this is so near and dear to my heart, man. It's not easy. But you got to be outspoken. You got to, because it's an uncomfortable topic. Nobody wants to talk about it, right? It's like, oh yeah, that's, if a celebrity passes away, everybody's like, oh, I got to retweet that 1-800 hotline number. We got to retweet that. Oh, cool. We're done. I did my job for the day. It's much deeper than that, man. You got to get that message out constantly, because every day somebody's making a bad choice or an unfortunate choice. So if anybody you could save and change that, how awesome is that, dude? And it's like, I've gotten a lot of messages over the years, man, which is crazy, but it's like, that's what we need, man. We need more of that than the other shit we see on social media,
100%.
And something that everybody's going through too. I mean, like looking even like here, like at Barney's comment, I've had lots of friends and family with, everybody is dealing with it. Everybody knows, everybody is dealing with it, or knows somebody that's dealing with it, or knows somebody that it's so common these days that it's such like a sore subject.
Yeah, and I think the good thing is a lot of celebrities are being more outspoken about it. A lot of rock bands, like I follow a lot of bands that are very, very outspoken about it, like getting help, talking about mental health issues, depression, anxiety. And that's where it starts. It starts with a conversation, man. Yeah. To have somebody say, to confide in you, hey, you know what? Nobody knows this, but I'm really dealing with some dark gray issues. Okay. Well, if I can't help you, there's therapists, there's online communities, all kinds of things, but just having the courage to talk to somebody goes so far. And people just need to know that. Like, if you're going through it, everybody has at some point in their life. Don't think you're alone, because you're not. Get the help. Ask for help. Just speak out about it, and don't be scared to get. Nobody's gonna judge you. They want to help you. You know what I mean?
Dude, you have no idea how much this means to us, man. So we appreciate your wisdom, Tyson, coming onto this show, man. Obviously talking about the Jets, but this is way bigger. And we appreciate you, man. And again, when are you going to be doing the mental awareness charity run again?
Yeah, so I'm going to be announcing all this weekend. So I'm doing a marathon, my first marathon, April 13th. So I'm training for that now, which is a completely new experience. A lot harder than the Goggins stuff. So I made more of the shirts. The It's Okay, Not Be Okay. I got different colors now. I got white ones and gray ones. I'll be launching those. And then the proceeds are going to be going to 2 organizations that support veterans. One locally by me, and one by you, Dan. One that we talked to last year.
No
I gotta call them and make sure I get the information right. So I'm sure you know who it is, but
Ryan,
yeah, exactly, Ryan. So I'm gonna be doing Tom's River here, out by you there. So I'm gonna split it equally, and just trying to raise money, raise awareness for mental health. That's the shirt aspect of it, and then donating the money to help the veterans, which is always important. And then I'll be doing weekly video blogs starting this weekend, kind of explaining the training, and then doing a lot of mental health discussions too. Probably do a stream a week that's gonna be primarily mental health talk, no Jets whatsoever, kind of like we're doing now, Dan, which I think this is an absolutely excellent idea. I'd like to have you on, to be honest with you, if you want to come on.
Let's do it.
So it's going to be pretty much a weekly blog, and then trying to raise a lot of money for our veterans while raising awareness about mental health. So, and hopefully completing a marathon too, which we'll see.
Yeah.
That shit's hard as hell.
And you will, man. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And for anyone that's living under a rock, Tyson, where can they find you?
I'm pretty much everywhere, but just at Talk Jets Radio. We're on Instagram, Twitter, wherever else. Me personally, T Rauch 2121. I'm all, I'm pretty much everywhere. If you have any questions or comments, whatever, I pretty much answer every direct message. If you comment on my videos, I always comment back. Like, I'm kind of like an open book. I like to have good, productive conversations, or if anybody has feedback, hey, you know what? I tried this. I like to learn too. So if you have mental health opinions or insight and you want to share them, I'm 100% down. And as Armand says, I'm at any Shinedown concert. If they're anywhere in the tri-state area, I go to them, but I'm pretty much everywhere, man. And I appreciate you guys having me on, dude, and having this kind of talk, Dan, because this goes a long way. Like, you never know who hears this. Like, it's like I never really give a shit about views or things like that, but it's like that one person can hear it, and it's like, boom, and that's all you need. It's just that one person out of all the views. Like, you could have 20,000 views. If one person got it, it's all that matters. That's the most important thing. You know what I mean?
Without a doubt, man. Dude, again, we appreciate you so much, man. And again, you're free to come on anytime you want, without a doubt. And, keep slaying it, man. Everything that you touch turns into gold, Tyson.
I wish. But you know what? I'll come on again about the marathon's April 13th. If you want, like a month out, I'll come on and just share some insight if you guys want.
Yeah.
How far we're going, the money, and stuff like that.
100%.
Maybe we'll do what we did last year. We had a couple veterans on as well.
That'd be perfect. I'm down. 100% down for it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we could do that. We'll try to get Ryan back on and reach out to
Ryan's a
couple
good one.
other
I gotta call him this weekend. So he'd be perfect.
guys. Yeah.
Ryan's a stud, man. I know him for a long time, man. He's a good dude, man. Very humble.
Yeah.
With
We
that-
got to get that going again.
Absolutely.
Guys, have a good night. Again, thanks so much, Tyson.
Later.
Liam,
Thank you, Tyson. Dan.
rock and roll.
Quarterback, Ken O'Brien of California Davis.
Just 14 that first time, now going long. They got a wide open man, and he makes the catch. It's Braylon Edwards taking off. Braylon Edwards will take it home for the touchdown. 80.
First down in San Diego territory at the 47-yard line. Big draw. And Pennington going for 6.